Welcome, everybody, to week 2. It's week 2 of NFL Primetime. Boomer and Booger are with you. And you know what? It's still summer, although who would be the champs of summer? I know that doesn't add up for a lot,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, you're right.
Especially in a 17-game season.
Exactly.
But still, weather's nice. We don't get dressed accordingly. And, you know, we had whole divisions that were undefeated, really the West.
Yes.
So how would they do in week number 2? But we're going to start with a little bit of history, because once upon a time, and I know that I'm educating some of our youth at this time, that the Steelers hosting the Raiders or wherever they played, that was football royalty. Hall of Famers left and right. 49 years ago, the Immaculate Reception, Franco Harris, out of nowhere, on 4th and long, down 7-6 against the Raiders. Jack Tatum with the hit. The Raiders still dispute it to this day. 1972, the Steelers won in the Immaculate Reception game. And then, could that be 49 years ago at the Confluence? Today, they renewed acquaintances. Look, at least the uniforms look the same. Terrible towels look the same. John Gruden and Mike Tomlin looking to go to 2-0. Big Ben says, well, there's another Harris that I have. How about the rookie Najee Harris? Stiff arm Jonathan Abram. Maybe he knew some of his history.
Exactly what they wanted when they drafted him. They add some toughness and some physicality back to the Steelers.
So, 4th and 4, the Raiders, 38-yard line. Big Ben throwing, but there was nobody there except Max Crosby and Quentin Jefferson. They could. That Crosbyism.
They play hard for the Raiders defensive line. Coach Rob Marinelli has those guys humming.
Yes, he does. Gus Bradley, defensive coordinator. Now, Raiders ball. Derek Carr. Hunter Renfrow, he plays outfield for the Red Sox. He catches ball for the Raiders. He's everywhere. But bad news, Steelers already playing hurt defenders. T.J. Watt, injured, had to leave.
Yeah, no Devin Bush on the day. Now no T.J. Watt. That really hampers that Steelers pass rush, Boom.
Beginning of the 4th, the Steelers trail 16-7. Remember, they trailed 10-0 to Buffalo at the half last week, and they won. Roethlisberger, Chase Claypool. Hey, nobody hit him. He can run. He could go for 7 more yards. A 52-yard gain. Same drive. Can the Steelers come from behind? Big Ben. Now the 2021 version of Harris, the rookie, dives into the end zone. It's a 16-14 game. Raiders lead down to 2.
Just an outstanding athletic play by him. And then here you have Trey Turner, Boom, with the alleged spit in the face, something as a player we just do not do.
And so Turner had to be held back. He was ejected from the game. Mike Tomlin didn't see it that way. Players upset. It is the Steelers and the Raiders after all. And now the Raiders have the ball. Derek Carr. Henry cutting the rugs. He's a fast one. 23-14.
Just feels like a Raider play. Ruggs, deep, Gruden. You got to love it.
Now, last play of the game. Big Ben, Deontay Johnson. All right, tackled so the game ends. But Johnson in pain. Knee injury here. Steelers lost a lot of play. They had to go into the game, but that doesn't matter. For John Gruden, Derek Carr, and the Raiders, a Monday night game and then an early start in the East. So give them hats off for sure. Summertime 2021, they're undefeated. They're 2-0 as they win it 26-17. Carr threw for 382. We know what kind of game he had on Monday night, and so does Coach John Gruden.
I'm not going to be a philosophical Socrates up here. We're all confident. We have a confident group. We were confident last year. We lost some heartbreaking wins, gut-wrenching, disgusting losses at the end of football games. So we have a long way to go. We're nowhere near perfect.
He was a good soundbite on TV, and he's a good soundbite.
He still is, yeah.
Coach, of course he is. So look, for the Raiders, I mean, we could go with Derek Carr, but both sides of the ball. This is an impressive, shortest turnaround as you can get with a West Coast team.
Yeah, and here's the thing I love about the Raiders. Their defense, especially their defensive line, it was absolutely dominant, pressuring Big Ben all day. The Steelers still can't run the football, Boom. You go into the offseason to draft, they say, we're going to revamp the offensive line. We're going to draft Najee Harris. Well, guess what? That hasn't translated to running the football. And Big Ben just didn't look the same. Like no. he still doesn't look like the Ben that we're used to seeing. Therefore, that Steelers offense struggled a lot.
But let's talk about Carr, because what is he thrown with an average of, he's over 380 for both games. I know it's only summer, What did you see in him today?
Outstanding.
You were at the game Monday?
He's been one of the. I was at the Allegiant Stadium. Yeah. He's been one of the best quarterbacks so far this football season. Thrown for over 800 yards. And he's not appreciated the way he should be, not even in his own organization. You often hear the rumblings about John Gruden looking around at different quarterbacks. He's been outstanding so far. He was great today, got the deep ball to Henry Ruggs. If he plays this way and that defensive line continues to do what they're doing, you can see where the Raiders feel really good about where they're going.
Well, and you know what? The Raiders, some of the old-time Raiders and their fans still upset. They said, you know, that shouldn't have been a reception, the Immaculate Reception. 49 years later.
All these years later.
But you know what? Play angry. It works. They're 2-0, and the Steelers fall to 1-1. A couple of teams that were also won last week, Niners and Eagles square off in Philadelphia. Niners stayed east at the Greenbrier in West Virginia rather than fly back and forth for Kyle Shanahan. And Nick Sirianni's team, a surprise big winner in Atlanta. Jalen Hurts to Quez Watkins. Life in the fast lane for the Eagles. Look at him go. 91 yards. Eagles in business. But 4th and goal. Warner and company snuff out a 3rd down play. They're going to go for it. Kind of the Philly special. This fella, George Ward, was a quarterback in college. Look, only the quarterback was there. Nobody was open. Niners snuff it out.
Terrible play call by Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Eagles. 4th and goal. You have a 91-yard play. You got to get in the end zone, boom.
And so here we go now with the Eagles leading 3-0. 2 minutes to go in the 2nd and 8 at the 17th. Garoppolo, George Kittle. And bad news, Philly. You know, Andy Reid still has some guys there on Philly. Brandon Graham's one of them that he drafted. Achilles.
Yeah, you feel bad. The whole team feels bad for him. One of their better defensive linemen that leads that front.
Now, Garoppolo. Deebo Samuel. 40-yard gain. Niners in business. Jimmy G from the 11. Juwan Jennings. And the Niners, a 90-plus yard drive, take a 7-3 lead. 2 long drives in the game by the Niners. Now, Garoppolo to Elijah Mitchell, 10-yard run. This is 3rd quarter. Now we're in the 4th quarter. It's the same drive. Started at their own 3. Garoppolo, Samuel, 15-yard reception. The drive continues. Garoppolo to Jermichael Hasty. And he runs quickly, actually hastily, to the outside 21 yards.
Whether it's a handoff or a toss, nobody runs the ball like the 49ers.
And a quarterback sneak by Jimmy G. He's in there, a 9-minute, second 90-plus yard drive, 14-3. Hurts. Now he can do this. He runs for 27 yards before he's out of bounds. 1st and goal. Hurts going to run it in for a touchdown. The Eagles trail 17-11 after a 2-point conversion, but still a little desperado for the Eagles. Final moments of the game, just 3rd and 1. They need a 1st down, and Garoppolo gets it. Kind of a herky-jerky game. Eagles thought they had a long touchdown, but correctly so. Rager had stepped out and on the sideline, so he was an illegal receiver. More on that later. And so Philly could have been up 2, kind of 3 scores. They weren't. Niners win 17-11.
Both defenses played really well. Very impressed by Jimmy Garoppolo. I keep hearing the Trey Lance rumors, but Jimmy Garoppolo continues to be consistent, and that 49ers running game always travels.
And so another Western team is now 2-0. Could the Cardinals, NFC West, be 2-0? The Vikings in Arizona to face Kyler Murray, and this game was a Kirk Cousins. This was a highlight reel game. Cousins, with the Vikings leading 14-7 2nd quarter. Finds Justin Jefferson moving on up. 14-yard touchdown at 20-7. They missed the extra point. Look at Kyler. What? And he fires. Man, I'm just telling you, you can't see this enough. Rondale Moore could go all the way 77 yards.
There's only 2 quarterbacks that can make that play in the NFL, and Kyler Murray is one of them, boom.
21-20, the Cardinals. Now, Vikings field goal. Murray to Moore. Moore, a couple of defenders. What? Look at those moves. Does everybody in this team run like this? Matt Prater is going to try it from 62 yards. Let us Prater. No prayers needed. It's good from wherever they roll that turf in from outside the stadium. 24-23 heading into halftime. We're only at half. Murray, Moore. Nick Vigil. Speaking of prayers, Vigil. 38 yards. Vikings lead 30-24.
Defense was optional in the game. That was one of the few defensive plays.
So, Murray back out to try again. To Max Williams, 25 yards inside the 10. First and goal, Murray. A.J. Green, one of the many pickups from the Cardinals. Touchdown, 31-30 Arizona. 6 minutes to go. Now it's 33-31 Minnesota. Cliff Kingsbury, 4th and 5. We're going. Vikings blitz. Murray fires. Captain Kirk. Christian Kirk comes down with it on a big gamble on 4th down.
Great job by Murray recognizing zero coverage, no safety in the hole. Now I can throw it up and allow Christian Kirk to go get it.
And so they get a field goal, 34-33. Remember they missed an extra point. Yeah. And the old Hunter says, you know what, Kyler, not everything is fun and games here for you. He had 3 sacks. Vikings get the ball back. Heading towards a big finish. Minnesota, 2 minutes to go. 2nd and 7 on 26. Dalvin Cook, he can dart. He had 131 yards. It's a first down. Buck 21 to go inside midfield. Cousins. Oh, what a Thielen. Adams dancing on the ceiling. Field goal range. Greg Joseph. He's in. Vikings kicked a clutch field goal end of regulation last week, only to lose in overtime. 37 yards. It's good.
Oh,
No good.
must have been the wind that blew it, or the AC inside the dome.
Remember the AC? You can turn it on. He pushed it right, and Mike Zimmer, really? So they lost in 5 quarters in overtime. They lose at the gun here. They're 0-2, and Arizona, another in the NFC West, 2-0.
Offensive shootout. I thought this was a Big 12 game, and I feel bad for Mike Zimmer. Has yet to find a kicker he can trust in Minnesota.
Yeah, they got to go back a few years to get one, right? Now, Rams trying to also go 3-0. They're playing at the Colts and Peyton Manning and Edgerrin James, Hall of Famers in August. David Baker, President Hall of Fame, honoring each of the Hall of Famers in their home park, if you will. What great players, what great speeches, what a great weekend that was. And you can't now. Could the Colts respond? Jonathan Taylor can't get in. 2nd and goal. Taylor once again. Where's Edgerrin James? Give him he's not playing. He stopped again. And then 4th and goal. Watch Leonard Floyd.
Well, no doubt, Leonard Floyd with a great play, but this is very disheartening. The Colts have one of the better offensive lines, and they can't pound it in from the 1.
Yeah, and the Rams, there actually were 7 plays in this game, but they can't pound it in there, right? And now the Rams take over after goal line standing all the way down. Look at this. Stafford finds Cooper Kupp. He is the Swiss Army knife.
Outstanding on the day.
7-0. Now the little shuffle from Wentz to Jack Doyle. Really? It's picked off by Weekly Reader. Really? No.
Something that's hard to do, Boom. Pick off a shovel pass.
No.
Yes.
Now the Colts down 17-14. Rams looking to pump, but it goes off the up man, Nick Scott, and it's a gift. Ashton Dolan recovers in the end zone. Gift touchdown for Indy in front of Peyton and Edgerrin.
And an inexcusable play. You felt really like that the momentum was starting to turn. That's a bad special teams play for the Rams.
And so the Colts, who were trying to go uphill the whole game, Booger, now finally lead 21-17. But Matthew Stafford, it wasn't the scintillating thing we saw on Sunday night, but boy, when he had to be scintillating, he was. Cooper Kupp down to the 10, 44-yard pickup. Stafford, Kupp, 10 yards. He had 9 for 163, a pair of touchdowns, 24-21. Rams go right up the field.
Biggest difference between Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford that drive.
7.5 to go. Carson Wentz. Well, now look what happened here. Aaron Donald beat his man in about 1 second. Right?
Yeah, and then Carson gets the ankle trapped under there. You feel bad for him because it's always something with Carson. Is he hurt? Is he not? Can you count on him? They got to get that fixed in Indy.
You know, so he can't resume. 3 minutes left. The Colts get the ball.
Uh-oh.
But really going to put Jacob East away. Got to put somebody in. And what could happen? That. Jalen Ramsey's picked off everybody, but
Tough spot to put the young man in.
oh, brutal. And the Rams. You know, Sean McVay, they lead 37 times at half. They've never lost one. I mean, that's like ridiculous. Okay, and the Rams beat the Colts, so they are 2-0. That division just unbelievable as they win it 27-24. Matthew Stafford says, you know, this LA thing, so far so good.
It was an up and down game, like you said. Really, all phases had great plays and plays I know they want back. But we stuck together, you know, against a team that's a really talented football team on the road in a hostile environment and got a win, which is great, especially early in the season. You know, everybody's out there trying to, you know, work the kinks out, get to playing as good a football as they can, and winning those, you know, along the way is a positive.
Well, look, we saw what Stafford can do, and Sean McVay knows that they can call anything in the play. And Cooper Kupp, I mean, wherever you put him, he is the ultimate. I don't want to call him just a slot receiver, but he kind of is.
Well, he's a guy that Matthew Stafford trusts. More importantly, Sean McVay trusts. But throughout the offseason, when Matthew Stafford came over, everyone said, what's going to be different? What's going to change? You saw today they were down 21-17. The running game wasn't there. They turned the football game over to Matthew Stafford and went down the field and scored. That's the difference. They didn't trust Jared Goff to do that last year. Now they feel like when they're down and they need to throw the football, they have a guy they don't have to work around. They can win because, and that's the difference. It's the confidence that Matthew Stafford brings.
And just, I mean, look, the Colts had 2 home games. Of course, they were Seattle and the Rams, 2 playoff teams, but the Colts, a playoff team themselves, 0-2, and now go on a 3-game road trip. That's a tough start.
Colts defense is not playing well. Their offensive line hasn't been as physical. And Carson Wentz, I think the time that he missed during training camp is starting to hurt him a little bit. They got to get that right because they're too talented to be where they are right now.
Real quick, did San Francisco win? Look, they haven't had a home game. I understand
Correct.
It was Detroit. Philly's better than people thought, but they get a lot of injuries. But they're
do.
2-0.
A lot of injuries, but Jimmy Garoppolo is calming the waters amidst all the Trey Lance rumors. And Kyle Shanahan is still one of the better coaches in this league. I like where they are.
Rams, Tampa Bay next week should be a lot of fun. Meanwhile, the Patriots and the Jets. So we go to 2 rookie quarterbacks, obviously, with Mac Jones, New England, Zach Wilson, BYU, Jets. First quarter, Wilson. Not the day, look, I love days like this. Ball intended for Corey Davis. J.C. Jackson had a big game off the tip. That's pick number 1.
Yeah, and if you're Zach Wilson, sometimes you just got to eat it, boom. He's throwing in the double coverage. Ball gets tipped up in the air. There'll be better days for the young man. Today wasn't one of them.
And so now, Wilson, time, throwing on the move. In and out of the hands of Davis. Adrian Phillips with the pick. Was high, it's high.
Yeah, anytime you throw into traffic and the ball is high, as a receiver, I know Corey Davis is going to say 2 hands on it, I got to catch it, but he didn't.
2 throws, 2 picks. New England, Jones, tossed to James White. Tricky Patriots, Jones to one of those new tight ends, Jonnu Smith. Trick play, 19 yards, New England. 2nd and 3 at the 7. James White. Near the goal line, you know he's pretty good.
And you know this Patriots offensive line, unlike the coach, is going to be physical, and Mac Jones hands it off, easy touchdown.
The Crafts happy. They're happy when they saw Wilson pass. And J.C. Jackson with another pick, just anticipated everything.
That's an inexcusable throw. You can't be late into the outside because that's what happens.
13-3 New England at the half. Wilson now, 3rd quarter, same score. Devin McCourty playing center field as he's done throughout his career. And he's going to return at 22 yards. 4 picks.
If he's able to come back from this and be a better quarterback, this day he will remember forever.
He will. Bill Belichick, rookie quarterback.
Yes,
not
absolutely.
the first time. Damian Harris. Remember last game he fumbled and they blew a chance to beat Miami? He said, Bill, you're leaving me in the lineup because I am running like this. What a 26-yard run, 25-6.
They believe him. That's one of the reasons why they traded Stoney Michel. They trust him. And behind this offensive line, boom, may not be a household name, but he's one of the better backs in our league.
And so New England, they even their mark at 1-1. And they beat the Jets 11 straight times. The Jets fall to 0-2. And, you know, Mac Jones, just a kind of a, quote, efficient, playing just like he likes.
That's what they need.
22 for 30. Zach Wilson after the game, stand-up guy.
Did you hear the boos?
I mean, I'm not paying attention to it, but they should be booing, right? It's exactly what I just said. We didn't play well on offense. They should be disappointed. I thought our defense played well, and they deserve to see good football.
They'll be fine. Hey, look, he knows BYU beat Herm this week, right?
Yeah,
So,
big win for the Cougs.
well, meanwhile, Miami would like a big win against Buffalo because lately none of them have been coming. Tua Tagovailoa goes back to pass, home, 100-degree heat index against Buffalo. Bills defense brought it more. Deron Johnson lost at 3. 2 plays later, 3rd and 11. Everybody from Bruce Smith on made this sack here. 2 early sacks of the Bills. Now, first drive, Buffalo. Devin Singletary, he ran for yards late last week. He's running early here, 46-yard run. Difference when you can run the ball out of the gate.
I said last week Josh Allen needed help. The help I meant was the running game, and it showed up today.
7-0 Buffalo. Now, Tua. Incomplete. Uh-oh. A.J. Epinesa, who's quite a rusher. They were all over him. Tua with a rib injury would not return. And so now what? Well, they're going to go to Jacoby Brissett. But meanwhile, the Bills have the ball. Josh Allen, Emmanuel Sanders, we're number 1. Looks like a little punt returner, right? Guy's played in the league for a long time and has had a wonderful career inside the 10. Allen, rolling right. You go here. No, I'm gonna go back this way. Stephon Diggs. There you go.
How about the poise, the patience to go up and under and always remain calm, Josh Allen?
14-0 Buffalo. Now here's Jacoby Brissett. He's good, but rusty is Levi Wallace. He hung it. Levi Wallace had a big game, picked off, and Jacoby knew he hung it. The Bills defense put their offense in business. Then Brissett again. Jakeem Grant Sr. It's a fumble. Matt Milano, 58, had sacks, tackles for losses. He's always around the ball. One of my favorite players. 3 Dolphins turnovers on the day. 14-0 at the half. All Buffalo. Allen, Cole Beasley, 22 yards. Now they're down to the 9. 1st and goal. Allen. It's not only the big names. We got a tight end named Dawson Knox. 21-0. And Bills lost last week, but they look now, at least in this game, like the contender, the Super Bowl contender. You thought they might be 35-0. They beat the Dolphins, won 6 straight against them. Once upon a time, Miami beat Buffalo like 20 in a row a long time ago. That's ancient history. Their average win is by 20 points. So at this point, Buffalo has Miami's number in the heat, in the snow, and they coughed up a 10-point lead last week. Defense said, we're a little upset. How about a shutout?
And definitely they came back. This is a proud defensive team led by defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier. But what I was most impressed by was how they took the ball out of Josh Allen's hands a lot today. Last week, boom, 60 touches, 51 passes, 9 rushes. Today, 33 passes, only 5 rushes. They got the running game going. He's going to need help. He's got help at the receiver position, but can you take the load off the young man? We know the defense is going to be good. This is the Buffalo team that we think can challenge Kansas City and play up there with Cleveland if they play this way. We can't have him throwing it 51 times, so I think they played the way we expect them to play today.
And got a big lead, let the defense, defense did it early. We hope the Tua's okay. Brissett, he's okay. Miami's okay there, don't you think? I do.
Miami's okay, but you just wonder, is Tua, the body fragile, the hip, the shoulder, the rib? Like, there's a lot going on with the young man, but they'll be okay with Brissett.
Well, hopefully it's not serious. You know, as we do the show, we don't know that so much. We do know that the Chargers and the Cowboys at the Hotel California had one heck of a game. God, we had some big, late, great finishes, didn't we, Booger?
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, Chargers. Dak Prescott, boy, they rang it up in a loss against Tampa Bay last week. Ezekiel Elliott. Well, you know what? They look good when he does this. It's 14-3 Dallas.
They just don't do enough of it, Boone.
I think Tennessee and Dallas both got the word on this day, but don't you think? Herbert, moving. You know, you don't think the big guy can move very well, but you do know he can. To Mike Williams at the first down. Now the Chargers at the 12 in their new stadium. Herbert, Williams, diving in for the touchdown. They go for 2. They get it. It's 14-11 Dallas. 3 seconds before the half. Watch this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Lamb. What? Wait a minute. It's the end of the half. Someone's got to score to the 20. What? Here's the pitch to Zeke. What a great try by the Cowboys. That was fun. What a great try. Even Mike McCarthy smiling. I mean, he wanted a touchdown, but that's 14-11 at the half. At the 9, third quarter, Herbert, DeMonte Casey. Intercepted there, and Chargers missed the opportunity to take the lead. Fourth quarter, 17-14 Dallas. Herbert. Got big receivers, literally. And Keenan Allen, 30 yards. Pickup when they lost Hunter Henry. Tom Kolesko, the GM, said, I'm going to get the veteran Jared Cook to play some tight end. It's a touchdown. There's a flag on the play. Oh, an illegal shift. Oh, they take the points off the board.
Legal shift. You can't have two men in motion at the same time, Boom.
So now, second and goal. And Dallas make a stand, getting the penalty and a gift. Look at this rush. We better throw that away. Micah Parsons with the rush. Ruled a sack on the field.
Parsons was outstanding all day. We have to give a lot of credit to this Dallas defense. Much maligned. They showed up and showed out today.
So it kept the Chargers to a field goal, 17-all. 2.5 to go. Prescott, Elliott. First down. How about them Cowboys? Now, third down. Cowboys. Elliott up the middle for a first down.
Yeah, tough yards there.
Greg Zuerlein. It was interesting on the opener Thursday night. But from 56, it's good. It's good by a lot. And the Cowboys, boy, they played two show-stopping games. They lost one, and they win one here against the Chargers. My goodness, a team from a Western division actually lost. Dallas wins it. And
You know, Boom, Dallas won it. It's amazing how in the first game, Dak Prescott threw for almost 400 yards and they lost this game 230, but they ran the football for almost 200 yards, and therefore they had balance. The offense looked better, but the story of this game was their defense. The Cowboys' defense was outstanding, and you got to give Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator in this group, a lot of credit. Micah Parsons was outstanding.
yes, he was. They're growing on defense
Yes.
now. The team that beat them on the opening Thursday night, the Buccaneers at home in the division against Matt Ryan and the Falcons. Tom Brady. Well, could he top, 4 touchdowns the first one? Tom Brady. At home, Tampa, hot. First play of the game. Brady, hot. Little play fake. Mike Evans, 20 yards. 3rd and 8 from the 20. How many times have we seen this? Over 100. Brady, Gronk, Mongo, 1 touchdown. 7-0 Tampa Bay. Even in slow motion, that's a
Yeah,
play.
it looks fierce.
Brady, Gronk, Brady, 1 more touchdown. Look at that, Gronk. 14-0 Bucks. 21-10. Brian's pass. Vita Vea, picked by Shaq Barrett.
Won't have the sacks, Boom, but he's one of the better interior linemen in this league, Vita Vea.
Brady, Fade, Evans, touchdown, 28-10 Tampa Bay.
And you just knew they were going to get Mike Evans more involved when he wasn't involved in game 1.
Matt Ryan, Cordero Patterson. Well, you know what? Ryan, you think he wants this? Falcons go for 2. And the little flipper. Yeah. Now, here we go. This is what I'm looking for.
Oh,
Into the end zone. Ryan, that's the 2. Look at Matty Ice, like a young man, down 28-25.
little zone read by Matty Ice.
Brady, downfield Evans. 26-yard pickup, Bucks in the red zone. 2 plays later, 2nd and 5 from the 12. Brady, Chris Godwin. I mean, you know every name. They're all back.
And they got a plethora of weapons, and Brady knows how to find them.
35-25. Falcons next drive. 3rd and 4. Mike Edwards. The bobbler, the pick, the 6. Tampa Bay defense scoring again. Hello, 41-25. Ryan, doink. Oh, in the bread basket. Edwards grabs it out of the air and says, that was fun.
2 pick sixes for Edwards. The Bucks defense didn't play great. They gave up a lot of yards to Matt Ryan, 300 yards, but they had to make plays at certain points, and they made those plays. And Brady was outstanding. 9 touchdown passes through 2 games for Tom Brady.
And that would work.
Yeah, yes.
So the Bucks win big, 48-25 at the Rams next week. That's a game we certainly are looking forward to. All right, so the Bucks win. The Saints won so big last week in Jacksonville. against Green Bay. But they're in to face another team trying to go 2-0. The Golden Rule. Matt Rule and the Carolina Panthers. Sam Darnold has Christian McCaffrey, and guess what? Give him a game ball. Breaks 2 tackles.
Right off the top.
Yeah, he can get one all the time. 3 plays later, Darnold moves Brandon Zylstra. 20-yard touchdown, Panthers, Panthers, 7-0. Now 10-0. Jameis sack. Tell me about that. Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Morgan Fox, Hassan Reddick. They punt. 2 minutes till half. Darnold, DJ Moore. This looks like a team that expects to be winning, doesn't it, Carolina?
Yes, because the quarterback is playing with a lot of confidence, and Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, putting him in position to do it.
17-0 Carolina. 30 seconds left in the half. Jameis Winston, 5 TDs last week.
No!
I remember this. Uh-oh. Justin Burris picks it off. 17-0 Carolina at the half.
Just something you can't do, Boom. A coach told me once, know when the journey's over and go down. Jameis has got to learn that. You can't throw it up and play YOLO football. You only live once. They got to live another day.
Now, middle of the third, 55-yard field goal attempt. Zane Gonzalez blocked by Carl Granderson. Zach Bond picks it up. Bond, special teams, Saints. Maybe this is the spark they need. 38-yard line of the Panthers. Saints in good field position, I guess so. But it's 4th and 5 already. Winston, did we say they had a pass rush? Daquan Jones. Saints had 128 yards in total offense.
The Carolina Panthers defense had a lot to do with that.
And Panthers lead at 17-7, 3rd and 10 from the 37, Darnold. There's Marshall Jr., 11 yards. Panthers deep in the red zone now. What are you going to do? You know who's getting it. Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown. 137 total yards. McCaffrey, 4 sacks, 2 picks of Winston, Carolina defense. It's Carolina, not New Orleans, that goes to 2-0. And, in the first half this year, Carolina's beaten, if you will, their 2 foes 33-0. That'll work.
Well, no doubt. And the nothing part really stands out because their defense is outstanding. You're not going to hear it when we talk about the household names. Burns, the defensive end, is outstanding. But overall, their team speed, boom, in the front 7, the pass rush, the way they run sideline to sideline, they can suffocate you, and they overwhelm the New Orleans Saints. Their front 7, and the Saints' offensive line could never catch up with them.
Well, and I tell you, look, the Saints have still been on the road. Not an excuse.
Right.
Coaches, I mean, many of the coaches in quarantine, if you will,
COVID.
and some others. Not an
Yes.
excuse. Carolina, sneaky good.
Carolina is really good. Sam Darnold's playing very efficient football. Christian McCaffrey, one of the better dual threat running backs in this league in that defense. Matt Rule is starting to get the type of team that he wants. Physical, smart, defense that can run. I like what they're doing in Carolina.
No.
And Sam Darnold is playing great football right now.
A lot better than people thought.
Yeah, exactly. Sneaky good in the South.
Sneaky good in the South. Sneaky good in the South. Say, well, let me see now. NFC West, Rams, 2-0.
Yes.
49ers, 2-0.
Yes.
Cardinals, 2-0.
Yes.
Could the Seahawks go 2-0? They were at home in their home opener against Tennessee, trying to avoid an 0-2 start. Another playoff team trying to avoid starting summer winless. Fans, they were loud. First time in the building and after last year, obviously. Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett. The good thing the ball was underthrown because now not anyone's going to catch him. 63-yard touchdown, 10-6, Seattle. Alex Collins. Do they all run hard? Look at Alex, flowing. And Carson ran hard again today, 25 yards on the run. Did I say Chris Carson? Seahawks lead 24-9 at the half.
Yeah, being physical, playing with the big play over the top, that's how Pete wants to play.
But their offense was a little quiet second half last week.
Just a little bit.
24-16. We're not quiet now, says Russell. Zing! Freddie Swain. I think he's open.
Yes, defense optional by Tennessee on that play.
30-16. It's a 68-yard touchdown, but they missed the extra point. Now, Derrick Henry, you don't need to abandon the running game even when you're down by just 2 scores. And Derrick Henry says, abandon nothing. 60 yards. That's a freight train into the end zone, 30-23. 4 minutes to go. Tannehill to Henry. Get out of my way. He cuts, he bashes, he gets a first down. 2nd and 7. Tannehill. Time. Jeremy McNichols. First down, Titans. Tick, 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 tick. 1st and goal. The check down. Here it is. It's Henry. It's just, you know he was going to get the ball. 3rd touchdown of the game. We go to overtime at 30 all. Titans have punted. Seahawks ball. Wilson. Uh-oh. He throws it. Initially ruled a safety, but then ruled a sack. But it sets up field position Tennessee. Who's going to get the ball?
You already know it, Boom.
Yeah, we do know, even though we were on the air when this was happening. Here's Henry. 12-yard run for a first down. He had 182 yards. What do you have, 8 or 9 at the half last week?
Exactly.
Whatever it was. Randy Bullock, chance to win it. 36 yards. Good. What a big win for Tennessee. And a loss at home for the Seahawks as the Titans, very impressive. All of a sudden, they remembered who they were with Henry, and the rest of the team responded, right?
It's like the Lion King when he told Simba, remember who you are. And they remembered who they were today. They are a physical running football team. They're going to line up, give the football to Henry. Early in the game, they weren't running it. But it's amazing how the entire football team got life, got energy when Derrick Henry started running the football. And oh, by the way, they got a receiver this offseason.
Yeah.
Jones, Julio.
Down by the schoolyard.
Exactly. Yeah. He went off in the second half. Complimentary football. Running it, play action pass, throwing it. Tannehill was outstanding once the running game got going.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a big, big win for Tennessee. They know the Colts already lost, so they play next week. And for Seattle, an NFC West team actually lost a game.
At home.
At home. So now, all the Western divisions were having fun here earlier.
Yeah.
The Broncos, right? Denver Broncos at the Jags in the home opener for Trevor Lawrence. Last week at Jacksonville, they got the one from the Saints and the Packers. Now the folks in Northeast Florida get to see their new, well, he's now homegrown. He's one of theirs now. Trevor Lawrence to Marvin Jones Jr. They started nicely, did the Jags. 3rd and 13 at the Broncos 25. Lawrence, Jones, Jags leading. They haven't won since week 1 last year.
Clean pocket, first 2 throws, nice completions by Lawrence.
Broncos trail 7-3, but Teddy Bridgewater played well last week at the Giants. And boy, Cortland Sutton being back is going to be, I know Judy is out, but Sutton certainly picked up the slack. 16-yard gain. Tim Patrick, touchdown Broncos. 10-7 Denver at the half.
Yeah, and Teddy Bridgewater is just like something you can always count on, like a good grilled chicken sandwich.
Yeah. You're always hungry on this show. Broncos first drive of the second half, Bridgewater. Sutton. Oh, that was pretty. 55-yard gain. He caught 9 for 159.
Yeah, his big play ability starting to show.
Bridgewater. Noah Fant. Boom. In the end zone, Broncos lead in Jacksonville 17-7.
Sutton, Fant, you can start to see the playmaker showing up to go along with Javonte Williams.
Now, Lawrence looking to make a comeback. Black. Oh, that's a nice pick by Kareem Jackson. Broncos end up with a field goal. Lead it 20-7. Now, if you know this name, don't be surprised. He's a rookie. But Lawrence's pick, Patrick Surtain II. His dad, many-time Pro Bowler, Miami.
Outstanding body control by the big corner. And if you're Trevor Lawrence, boom, 5 interceptions through 2 games. I understand this is going to be a learning year and growing pains, but you can't turn the football over as much. Urban Meyer, they got to get it fixed, the turnovers down in Jacksonville.
Well, the Broncos go on to win it 23-13, 14 of 33 for Lawrence. Again, there's a reason you're picked 1 and Zach Wilson 2. The teams aren't very good. Trying to make something happen.
Yes.
It'll take time. Here's the good news. Next week, it's fall. It's a whole nother season. Bengals at Bears. And you know what? Andy Dalton saying hello. A lot of old friends, coaches, players. He brought the Bengals to the playoffs many times. Dalton starting in Chicago. Allen Robinson, 11-yard touchdown. Bears lead Cincinnati 7-0. Ball near midfield. Dalton, second quarter. Feels it, moves, 14 yards. But as he made that little cut, hurts his knee, and he had to leave the game, wouldn't return.
Yeah, a little hitchy and a giddy up there, but you know what that means for the Bears.
Yes, we do. Means Justin Fields. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow down 10-3. Speaking of magic for the no magic. It's Roquan Smith. He could go all the. He's got a way. He's got a convoy. Boy, it's nice when you're a defender and you got 3 guys blocking for you. 17-3 Chicago. 2 more passes, 2 more picks for Burrow. But then, I don't think Jamar Chase having trouble catching the ball now.
No, he's definitely catching in the regular season. Joe Burrow hit him after throwing 3 interceptions on 3 straight passes.
So 42-yard touchdown, it's 20-10. Justin Fields, he's young. All the youngsters throwing a lot of picks. Logan Wilson picked it off 18 yards. Bengals on the 7, and Burrow wastes no time. He tees it up for T. Higgins. 20-17. Burrow magic is their time. Matt Nagy says we need some first downs. 3rd and 9. Justin Fields evades 1. Evades 2 and gets the first down. What a big clutch run.
Well, and that's what he can do, Boom. The strong hands, hold on to the football, but the athletic ability, that's what the people in the Windy City have been yearning to see because Andy Dalton doesn't bring that.
And so the Bears go on to win at home, 20-17. Fields just threw for 60, but you saw the key run. And Burrow, again, he's hit a little bit back there.
Burrow's getting hit too many times, 9 sacks through 2 games. They got to fix the offensive line in Cincinnati.
Now, Texans. Wait a minute. You mean the Texans are 1-0? They could go 2-0.
Yep.
They're in Cleveland, who lost to the Chiefs. Baker Mayfield says, you know what? This time we're going to get the punt off. It's Jamie Gillen punting 37 yards. And when we punt, good things happen for us. Andre Roberts. Recovered by Sione Taki, kind of a ticky-tacky play. And Taki's there. Wait a minute. Fullback in for the touchdown, Andy Janet.
I didn't know the fullback still existed.
Yeah, it's kind of like a brontosaurus. 7-0. Now we're tied at 7. Baker Mayfield picked off by Justin Reed. Reed gets hit by Mayfield, and Baker's hurt on the play.
Yeah, Baker talked about on that hit, his shoulder popped in and popped back out. He'll learn when you throw the pick, just fall down the way Peyton Manning used to.
Texans now with the ball. Tyrod Taylor. Again, it's good to see him get a chance. Won last week, 15-yard touchdown here, but he left the game at halftime with a hamstring injury, and Travis Mills, the rookie from Stanford, had to complete the action in the second half. Meanwhile, Chubb stuffed at the line? I don't think so. 24 yards. They can rumble, they can bumble, and they cannot stumble. Look at him.
You talk about a two-head monster, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. They can do it with the best of them.
Mayfield, no one's open. It's on a tag sale. It's a touchdown. 5-yard run. The Browns tie it at 14. Houston, give them credit, playing hard for Coach Culley.
They do.
Third quarter, game still tied. Mayfield, Demetric Felton Jr. gets some blocks, spins off a tackler, 33-yard touchdown. The rookie out of UCLA gives the Browns a 21-14 lead.
That's just outstanding effort by him, especially breaking those tackles. And Baker Mayfield, after throwing the interception, finally settled down. But you just knew that this team was going to run the football. They were going to be physical, not their best defensively, but they get the job done, the Browns.
And the Cleveland Browns rolled it up on the ground. Houston was game, give them credit.
Yep.
But the Browns got a win that they desperately needed. And they even their mark at 1-1. Well, whew, some excitement, and summer just about over. We got a game or two left. Boog, what stands out to you? Early look.
A couple surprise teams. On the AFC side, the Las Vegas Raiders. They're playing so physical up front, their defensive line, and Derek Carr is playing some of the best football in the National Football League. On the NFC side, who would have thought that the NFC South may be up for grabs? The Carolina Panthers, that defense may be the fastest front seven in football. Sam Darnold, who knew he wasn't a bust in New York? I think they did. He's playing great football. Raiders, Panthers have been great so far.
No, it's been fun, and those fan bases, certainly Vegas, Carolina, they're ready to roll. Well, we saw it, and look, it's still so early. There was a reason that once upon a time that rookies rarely started their first year, even in many cases their second year. They're going to learn by mistakes, but on this day, we saw a ton of picks thrown by the young quarterbacks, and here's the good news for all you youngsters out there. the 17 games. It's time to work everything out. By the way, it takes a while to beat Tom Brady, who's thrown 9 touchdown passes so far.
The veteran experience continues to show the young guys keep learning, keep showing up. More importantly, learn from your mistakes.
Well, tell you what, there's a young guy that he actually sat his first year, and it turned out pretty good. That'd be Patrick Mahomes, another young guy that was going to play pretty early, but he watched quite a little bit. Lamar Jackson, Sunday Night Football. That a show at the Big Crab Cake. So the Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens for highlights. Scott Van Pelt. Scotty?
Boomer, thank you very much. The Sunday action was pretty good, but the Sunday Nighter was the best game of the day, without question. Kansas City for the 4th straight year trying to beat Baltimore. Ray Lewis, the Hall of Famer, in the building. You don't need to do much to get those Ravens fans excited, particularly with the Chiefs in town, but that undoubtedly helps. We picked things up in the second half. The first drive of the second half, already leading by 4. Patrick Mahomes finds Byron Pringle, and the Chiefs increase their lead to 11. The ensuing Ravens possession, Mahomes makes a lot of remarkable plays, ad-libbing. How about this one? From Lamar Jackson to Marquise Hollywood Brown. See what happens here is a couple of Chiefs defenders go for James Prochet underneath, thinking Jackson, there's no way he can make that. He's in the air. There's no way he can make that throw. Yes, he can. And the Ravens, as they would time and time again, responded to cut the lead back to 4. But the ensuing Chiefs possession, all right, it's Mahomes' turn to do something. He finds Travis Kelce, who stays on his feet, and he's got some blockers, and the Ravens can't get him down. They can't get him down, and by the time they get him down, it's a touchdown. That's an 11-point lead for the road team. Still an 11-point lead. It's 3rd and 12. Chiefs only faced 6 third downs in the entire game, which I find hard to believe. And I find this hard to believe. That's the first September interception that Mahomes has ever thrown. He called it a dumb play. It's picked off by Tavon Young. Then Jackson. 1st and goal, touchdown. Little hesitation there. You're not going to catch him when he gets to the corner. Ravens trimmed the lead to 5. Went for 2, actually got it, but there was a penalty. And they didn't get it the second time, but they get the ball back, and it's 3rd down, and again, it's Jackson. Extending the drive. Undoubtedly, they'd have gone for it, trailing by 5. And now, beautifully, play design, and Jackson doesn't walk in, he flips in. They go for 2, don't get it, which means the Chiefs can win it with a field goal. Mahomes, Travis Kelce. And in a blink of an eye, they're on the Ravens side of the field. Just one timeout for the Ravens. Chiefs get a 1st down. They can just bleed the clock, kick the field goal, except Clyde Edwards-Helaire, picked by Odafe Owe, and the Penn State rookie with a spectacular play. The hit causes the fumble, and then he pounces on it at the bottom of the pile. But the offense has to finish this out because the Chiefs have 3 timeouts. And you see Coach Harbaugh ask Lamar, you want to go for it? He said, we were going to go for it, but I just wanted to check and make sure. Jackson, no doubt. They ran it really well in the 4th quarter. Just needed that yard to salt away this win. Had to be particularly satisfying given that they'd lost to the Chiefs 3 years in a row and that they let a 14-point lead get away on Monday night against the Raiders. Afterwards, Jackson said he was, satisfied, but on to Detroit. That's who they face next. The Chiefs head home to take on a Chargers team that had a disappointing close loss yet again. That's next week for the AFC champs.
All right, fellas, thank you very much. Wow. Summer was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
Time
You ready
for
for
fall.
some fall football?
Let's do it.
We got a lot of fall football. Thanks to everybody for watching us here. We have a blast doing this show on NFL Primetime. Booger, good to see you, my man.
Always, Boom. Welcome to fall in a few days.